I get a lot of questions about marriage and premarital counseling. And there is this fear deep within some people that if I go to premarital counseling, I'm going to get a divorce, or maybe we'll break up, or maybe things will happen in my marriage, my relationship that'll go downhill. The best thing that my fiance, now wife, and I ever did was go to premarital counseling. And what it taught us was the issues that we had with each other, which we thought were about this big. And then once we started talking about it in therapy, we realized that they were about this big. We realized that a lot of those issues and a lot of that static and a lot of the tumultuous arguments we were having with one another, it had nothing to do with the other person. It was about our stuff from our past and our relationships with our parents and our past relationships, and all of that stuff that didn't exist in this circle of us was infecting this circle of us. And there's nothing like an impartial party in the room that two people can both give a perspective to, that can give clarity to that situation, that can allow both people to have voices, and that can give you the means to have conflict with one another and figure it out yourselves. I don't know. My wife and I would probably still be married if we didn't go to premarital counseling, but COVID would have wrecked us because we wouldn't have had the tools that we learned in therapy to talk to each other in a way, not just to vent our frustrations to one another, but talk to each other in a way that the other person can understand what you're feeling and help you problem solve. That's an easy thing to do when you're already pissed off, when you already have kids and spouse and blah, 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 blah. And marriage is what it really is, and not the happy fantasy that people try to pretend it is. It's important to have somebody help you navigate that. And I think it's also important to say that even though in our religious communities we have religious counselors, and I think they do an amazing job, I want to suggest that if you do see a religious counselor, you also see a licensed clinician, like a licensed marriage and family therapist, because the pastors or the religious leaders, they have great skills and they're able to take the word and the theory of religion and spirituality and apply it. But there are specific clinical interventions that we're trained on that they're not, that will really come in handy in your relationship. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. Actually, my wife and I are going to start going back. We haven't gone in a year. We're about to start going back maybe in the next 6 months. And it's not because anything is wrong in our marriage. It's actually great. It's because we want to keep it great. And we want to make sure that we're dealing with new baby and new jobs and new responsibilities in a way that's healthy and equally supportive of both parties in the relationship.